Ain't nobody wanna go to no boring show. If you're not about to get up there and be running and jumping, and you gotta fall off stage a couple of times to make it out here.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us today on the Elation podcast, where we enjoy exhilarating euphoria through creation and collaboration. Today, we're here with BlaqNMild, Mr. Musical Genius.
Uh-oh.
How you
already
doing,
know.
man?
I'm cool and big dog.
Yeah?
Already, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we'll dig into some fun stories here soon, but let's just give the people a little bit background about yourself. Let's tell the people where you're from and where you grew up and all that stuff.
Man, I grew up uptown, man. My family from the third ward. We kind of like moved to the 13th in the early 90s or whatever, before we moved back to the third ward, whatever. We moved in the 12th ward for a little while, but just, uptown period or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school to John Mack. I went to Tumala Farm for elementary.
Okay.
James Lewis for middle school, elementary as well, and Sophie B. Wright for middle school in 28. And
Did you play ball or anything?
I was in a band for
That's
for a
right. You
few
were
years.
band. You were band one, right? Yeah, because
Yeah,
you were doing music early.
Yeah. So I grew up in a neighborhood where everybody wanted to be snare players and tenor players, and I wound up on a horn, man. Even though I know how to play the drums, but I
Right.
wound up on a horn. But I'm glad I wound up on the horns playing the trumpet, because I learned how to read music.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, and it helps you probably a lot with melodies and stuff, all that
definitely.
stuff. Yeah, because it's crazy. Because I mean, your drum patterns are some
Yeah.
of what made you, right?
That's gonna be in me already. I was born with that, so yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome, man. No, you got to explore that stuff. Well, what made you decide to pick up music? Like, what happened?
Man, it was just something that just grew in me as I was, you know what I'm saying, as
Like,
a
what
little
age
boy.
you think? What it...
Since I saw Michael Jackson moonwalk. I'm keeping it real,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
All right.
I saw Michael Jackson moonwalk. We were standing on Baron Street, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, ever since that, bro, like my grandfather and and his brother used to play the guitar. So they used to play the guitar on the porch, and I used to watch them as far as on the music side. But
so it goes deep in the family.
Yeah, it's deep. Yeah, I decided what I want to do early in age. I remember I told my little partners, I know I was in elementary school, and I wound up telling my little partners, man, I know what I want to do. And I was bringing tapes of beats already to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the 4th, 5th grade. You know, bringing tapes of beats that I was making already.
That's crazy. Yeah. What were you, like, what machine were you working on? It was an APC, right?
During the time, I ain't have nothing. I was a little boy. So
right.
I was making beats. I was putting radios together and stuff like I was experimenting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're doing what you could out of nothing.
Right.
You know,
right.
Sometimes I feel like you're the most creative in those moments. Because like when you really don't have all the tools, you got to kind of figure it out. I feel like sometimes you almost create something. You create a new way, a new path when you don't have the tools. You know.
Right.
So I feel like you could be really creative in those moments.
Oh yeah. I was one of those kids, bro, where like in school when you had to build floats out of boxes, shoe boxes and stuff. Like I was winning those type of contests and stuff.
I got you.
You know, and I also had a scholarship for drawing, so I always been creative. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who was like your favorite musical influences back then? Like who were the artists that you were listening to when you were coming up?
Like MC Hammer was hot, NWA, you know, all them cats from New York, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Yeah, everybody had its own run back then. I feel like in the because you were really like, I mean, I guess like 90s babies when you were like really listening and right?
Yeah.
So I mean those were some of the best years of music ever.
Yes, indeed.
What would you say your favorite artist is from back then?
My favorite artist from back then, before the Cash Money and No Limit era.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. It would probably be Eazy-E.
Okay.
Yeah, like something like that or whatever. You know, Eazy-E and LL Cool J.
Well, he was different.
Yeah.
Eazy was different.
Yeah.
He had his own sound. I worked with Mac 10 a little bit. That was about as close as I got to those guys.
Yeah. I met his son, Eazy's son or whatever, you know, in LA or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got you. Well, so what program? Because then everybody kind of likes to use different programs. What program do you like to produce on?
So like once I got around music stuff, I started with the Esonic keyboard or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Sampling, I was sampling in that. I actually had that keyboard during Katrina.
Okay.
Katrina had took that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I started with the MPC or whatever. I had Acid Pro and Fruity Loops. I been had that. I had that like when I was in high
I feel
school,
like
like in
everybody started up a
'99.
demo in Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
that's where
just
I
Fruity
started.
Loops. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just regular.
Yeah,
So
but I couldn't get past that first 8 bar. It was like, all right, what do I do now?
yeah. So, I was already familiar with it. Once I jumped on Reasons, I just liked it because it was everything to me, like all those different programs in a one.
I got you. It's
Yeah.
very video game-ish,
Yeah.
Reason.
Yeah, Reason serious.
Yeah. I like it. I had never seen anybody use it before I saw you use it,
Yeah.
but it seemed very, very video game-esque and kind of like Ableton a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought it was cool how you could just download the program and you had everything at your fingertips.
It's always about the workflow, man. Like
Yeah.
whatever you feel like you work fast on. Like I was stuck on the MPC at one time, and it took me to see, man. Fruity Loop was better, and I'm like Fruity Loop the best. Then I wound up jumping on Reason. So
I feel like you got to switch it up every now and then to keep creative juices, because you can get kind of stale looking at that same screen over and over and over
that's
again.
what it is, bro. So it gotta make you feel good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have any like habits and like creative tips that keep you like moving and producing, like that keep you creative, I guess you could say?
Just hearing music all day.
Well, I hear so. Like, just to give you an example, like Jazzy told me he's got to bring a lamp with him everywhere because he likes the lamp look. Yeah.
Well, I gotta smoke my Yes Lord.
Yeah, yes Lord. Yes Lord.
I gotta have my Yes Lord with me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's about it. You can pretty much do music anywhere other than that, huh?
Anywhere, man. I'm positive. I'm confident no matter what.
I got you. Yeah. Well, I mean, you should be, man, considering some of the accomplishments that you've made. I mean, you've not only created your own sound and a sound that New Orleans has adapted, but you've the national database of listeners have picked you too, because they're listening to your music too, with the Drake stuff and Beyoncé and all that sampling stuff. How you feel about sampling?
Man, come on. That's what we grew up on.
Right. You were just saying we're putting together stuff with the radio.
Yeah, once the 80s started, man, that sampling, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far, especially in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And, like, everybody sample. Like, that's just what it came from, So.
Well, and yeah, especially bounce music.
Yeah, especially bounce music. Yeah, that's, of course.
Right.
I think any new genre that's coming, they got a sample. So,
Yeah, well, bringing something from the past gives the listeners something to have fun with,
Yeah.
But how did that all come to play, the sampling for you? What happened? When did you get the phone call for the Drake situation? What happened?
Oh man, I was I was out there in LA, you know what I'm saying, doing my thing with P or whatever with the No Limit situation. And Weeby gave me a call, rest in peace to my guy Phil Weeby. And he was like, the Drake situation, he got a call for the Drake situation. He wanna get a producer to OWAP. I didn't really believe him at first. I thought he was playing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until he called me back, whatever, and it was like official. I was like, all right, So
all right.
Yeah.
Well, so what I mean, you knew it was gonna get crazy response.
Yeah.
But did you know it was gonna be a single? Did you know it was gonna be as big as it was?
I ain't know none of that. I ain't know when it was coming out. I was sitting in a breakfast spot in LA somewhere, and the song just came on, man. I was like, what the you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Let's go to the dealership.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's time to go.
So,
That's awesome, man. Well, what do you think out of those songs that were sampled from you? What do you think is your favorite one? Was it the Beyoncé or the Drake track? As far as like musically, like how did they used it?
I don't really got no favorite, man. It's just, I just felt like I was prepared for it. You know what I'm saying?
You think they used it in the right sense? Like they
Yeah,
respected it?
yeah,
They gave it the right the
yeah. They
right
could
the
have
right
given a
moment?
little more, but it was cool. It was cool enough. It did what it had to do or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think I mean, it really shows, I feel like, a lot about New Orleans where these artists, these big national artists come down and they kind of pluck out some type of creativity or some type of culture,
Oh yeah.
and then they spread it around a little bit. It say a lot about New Orleans, right?
Man,
I mean,
our city, crib. One thing come with you gotta understand. It's like the music come with the city, and the city they gonna have they say so. You know what I'm saying? If they rocking with it or not. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's a lot of things gotta play in the part. Like what I'm saying, like they care about if a producer from New Orleans has been had something to do with the record. How the record sound. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like so. You got the New Orleans people gonna let you know.
Yeah, no,
they gonna
we're not gonna lie to you about the
yeah,
music
they gonna let you
either.
know because they have a lot of people be trying to do the bounce music out of town or whatever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I get it. Everybody be sometimes saying that people stealing and all this, but people just being creative. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody really stealing nobody music or nothing. Or trying to
No.
steal nobody's sound or nothing.
Right.
We're just trying to be creative. You know what I'm saying? And people be in the studio trying to catch the next wave and just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to make it, bruh. So, but
I mean, it's flattering. It's
yeah, it's
flattering. Everybody
cool.
wants to take, the
Yeah,
sound and do something with it. It should be flattering,
right.
you know. But at the same time, they better make it their own,
Yeah, they gotta make it.
So
Yeah,
how do you feel about the new wave of bounce artists coming out? Subtweet Sean, and
yeah.
how you feel about them approaching it and how they're
Oh,
doing
they
it?
they humble dudes. Like I work with them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like Sub Tweet, Tease It, Treat It, Nino, all them, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like YD, all of them working good, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? They humble kids.
right.
Young folks or whatever. And I like working with them. You know what I'm saying? They got that good energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to pick one, who you think is next?
Um,
Now,
all of them could be next, bro, because they there.
right.
They know they sound. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like YD a lot, a
Yeah,
lot. I listen to him. I ride to him a lot.
yeah. I
And
definitely think YD's probably the next.
yeah, he gotta be.
Yeah, I just that's the feeling I get.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
YD.
yeah. Definitely shout him out.
But yeah, I like his sound. The energy's crazy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah, he made. I look at what I'm saying, cause I'm territorial on the low or whatever. You know what I'm saying, and I think he'll look good for our city. You know what I'm saying, this side of the
Right.
the globe or whatever. Yeah.
No, 100%. Well, what do you think, or I guess tell me a little bit about how that No Limit situation happened? Because are you signing No Limit, or are they helping manage, or what's going on? Because
Nah, man,
it,
P my boy, bro. Like we done built a crazy relationship. I just talked to P the other day. You know what I'm saying? He got some things he doing or whatever. He wanna work on some other music or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we just had a conversation. We good, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just family. Like, you know what I'm saying?
how
Like,
long does that go back?
man, well, we go back like about like 8 years. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like about 8 years. I met Pete. And things just always been good, bro, since then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
He definitely I feel like he's a little hard to get to know.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
He doesn't really let a lot of people in.
It ain't happening.
No, it ain't
You
happening.
hear me?
But I feel like once you kind of get there with him, everything kind of is easy going.
Right.
I always say I think he still had the two best free agent signings out of New Orleans that you could imagine for artists. I mean, I think Mystical and Snoop were probably the two biggest
Yeah,
acquisitions from a New Orleans
definitely.
label that no one would have thought about.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody wanted Mystical,
yeah.
and how he pulled off Snoop was just crazy.
Crazy, right?
You know, but you weren't around for that situation. But what was your thought when that happened? Like about New Orleans pulling an artist like that to come down and give his wave and how did you feel like New Orleans was at that moment in music? Like, you think that was a great moment, or?
I was definitely buying No Limit music or whatever, and like we was we was rolling with Snoop or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Because I feel like it
that was a good
elevated
move.
everything. I feel
Yeah,
like it went from, oh, you guys aren't just New
yeah,
Orleans artists now. Now
yeah,
you're a real label in a
right,
sense, because now you're worldwide records now. Like,
yeah,
you're selling stuff that's going to be going, all through different neighborhoods that you were before.
right, right,
So I felt like just as a New Orleans as a whole, it elevated everything.
right, right.
You know?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Like I can remember during that time, man. Like yeah, we was rolling with Snoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you've also helped create some artists, and you had some artists underneath you. What was that like? And what do you look for in on an artist that you try to help tailor his sound?
I think sometimes I be looking for artists that have that me in them, that drive. It be hard to find that, bro, because everybody it's like it just be hard, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You deal with artists, you know how it
Oh
is.
yeah.
But I was an artist at once or whatever, and I had to decide, like, me being in the game is a lot of work to be an artist, is a lot of work to be a producer. You know what I'm saying? Then I want to be a CEO, so I just chose to step back from the artist side of things and choose those other two. And
You
it's
can't be
just
everything if
you
you want to be
can't be
serious about
everything,
something.
bro. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't be everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still on Front Street as being a producer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that's I don't want to be on Front Street being an artist or whatever. So I'll be in the back. I do the writing, do the producing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And taking my bread and just trying to put behind the artist or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was always more comfortable
yeah,
behind the artist, not necessarily. I'm cool with the camera and stuff, but at the same time, I don't like bragging about myself.
yeah.
So I feel
Right,
like
right.
as an
That's how I
artist,
am.
yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
So I feel like an artist, you've got to be able to brag about
But
yourself.
I be telling a lot of rappers and singers, I be like, man, like, sometimes y'all just need to just write. You
Right.
ain't gotta be on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, just you could be writing. I just telling a partner of mine, I've been recording him since high school. He can rap his butt out. You know what I'm saying? He can rap. But I be like, dog, come on, bro. You still got it, but you probably just need to get them words to somebody else. You
Right.
still gonna get you, yes, Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Yeah, there's more than one way to make money in the rap
right.
game. Yeah, and it comes to a point too, especially age wise, where like it's
Yeah.
just not going to match,
Right.
what you're saying. So it's better to get somebody. It's better to get
Right.
somebody that makes
Right.
sense to.
And you just gotta have all that energy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wanna go to no boring show.
No.
If you're not about to get up there and be running and jumping and you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
Yeah, you gotta fall off stage a couple of times to make it
Mm-hmm.
out here.
Yep. Crowd
You ain't
surf.
ready to fall? Leave it alone.
That's funny, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, your show is definitely what's going to set you apart.
yeah, definitely.
That's still probably the number one thing that's going to separate us from AI is
Oh yeah.
is 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 performances.
Yeah, because that's how artists live. You know what I'm saying? That's where they make their money. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're gonna make your money over time.
Especially as
Even
an
if you
independent.
even if you get a lump sum of money up front, that money gonna run out. You know what I'm saying? But what's gonna keep you floating is a hit record, you know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
keep me on something that's keep me on that stage. You know what I'm saying? Like we got
Absolutely.
a lot of old artists from the 80s. They still rolling because they doing shows that's keeping their bills paid. And, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely.
So that's the most important thing.
Yeah, no, and keep feeding their families.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
because there shouldn't be a shelf life if the song is. I mean, there isn't a shelf life. I mean, there's Rolling Stones is still technically going, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, right,
So I mean, that's one thing about music, man. It never dies, but it also never ends.
right,
Like, I say this all the time. Like, I love it because I feel like no matter what I do and how much I learn, there's always going to be another level.
right.
And it's like math. Math is the same way.
Yeah,
There's multiple ways to get to the answer, but it never ends. There's always a new thing to learn.
right.
So I love that about music, man. But um, I would say you definitely, out of the top producers in New Orleans, I mean, there isn't a lot of them that have any number ones. I'm trying to be light. I'm trying to be nice because
I
want to
nice.
give you as many flowers as possible, man. You know,
I'm from Uptown, Ron. We keep it real.
There's no number ones anywhere else.
Ain't nobody really got no number ones. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you know. And I deserve it, bro. I done put in a lot.
I know you
work.
have.
I put in a lot of work, bro.
And I feel like there are names that get floated out there that somehow socially are bigger, but they ain't got the hits you got.
Yeah, they ain't got number one records, bro. Like they ain't never really get a chance to see it like that.
No.
So,
but that's that musical genius, right?
That's that, yes, Lord. For real.
Well, good, man. Well, what you got coming up new? What's in the pipeline? Give me something that's fun that you got coming up.
Right now, man, you know, shouts out to BG, bro. Like, you know, like right now, man, we done connected well and we working on some stuff or whatever. And,
man, Hot Boy Reunion gonna be big.
Gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It's funny because actually I remember I saw you. That was my first date with my wife.
Yeah.
Was Louisiana Fest like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And I saw you backstage, you had the big old top hat on, remember? and I looked at my wife and said, man, we gotta go now. We gotta go this year. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. I feel like that tour is gonna bring a lot of attention to New Orleans.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the No Limit one was fun.
Yeah.
But I think if Wayne and everybody truly do this one right, I mean, I think it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, as long as they do it. But I've been said that they was gonna do it at the Louisiana Fest. Like it was only right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know.
Well, I feel like it also Wayne wants to take control.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, because we saw what happened at Essence. That did not look good.
Yeah, it's a lot going on with that, as far as how that look or whatever. But yeah, I still feel like it'll be best at Louisiana Fest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna feel more to home, and cause I know a lot of people that go to Louisiana Fest more than they go to the Essence anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So.
I kind of feel like that's where we screwed up, you know, and I'll take the hit on it for the No Limit reunion tour because I wanted to do the first one in New Orleans.
Right.
And I got told by like 15 people, don't do it in New Orleans.
Ain't that crazy?
And I feel like, and I listened, and I shouldn't have because I feel like if we would have done it in New Orleans, filmed it right, made it crazy, made it look crazy, we'd have gone nationwide and everybody would have wanted a piece of it.
Yeah.
Instead, we trickled along in some markets that were okay and iffy and it still were good concerts, but just the movement wasn't there yet because we didn't build it. If we'd have started in New Orleans, it'd have built a movement. You know, so I'll take the L because I did the first 5 shows with them, so I'll take the L. It's my fucking fault. But
yeah, I've been a few of them.
Yeah, but I feel like it definitely would have been a bigger wave. But you know, we had COVID screw everything up too in the middle of it, so it kind of.
Well, you know, this home right here, they love them. They love Cash Money No Limit down here, bro. They gonna rock out for them, bro. Like no matter what. And we got the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna all them country towns. They gonna really love them. You know what I'm saying? So
I almost feel like it would have been crazy to do the double concert for the Super Bowl.
Right.
The No Limit, Cash Money.
It's been crazy.
Clash. I mean, I don't understand why Atlanta gets to do the Outcast and their whole culture thing, and West Coast gets to do our culture thing, and then we get the Super Bowl and they bring in Kendrick. You know, what's your feelings on that?
See, bro. Man, my partner Paul just brought this up. One year the Saints was playing. What's LA team?
The Chargers or the Rams?
The Rams. We was at a partner house of mine, and Kendrick Lamar came to the house. And we tore their ass up, you heard, right? And I always think about that day, bro, in that moment. Like, and we was already going crazy, but I would have went even crazier if I knew it was gonna be like this. But yeah, man, it's like they could have gave Wayne that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It was
for
his
home.
time. Like, if you look at the timing, he's been one of the biggest artists touring around the last few years. He went from like 100,000 a show to like 600,000 a show. Like, the dude's been putting in the work building up to this moment. Like, and it's the right time. It's the right time to give him the flowers. Like,
because internet, bro.
It's just. I mean, I feel like a bunch of CEOs sat in our room and said, "Okay, what was the #1 streaming song last year? Okay, that's who we're going with." Like,
people not even gonna want to hear that song no more.
No,
because it's not a song. It's a diss record. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even a song. Like, they got a lot of people that heard it, but then they got a lot of people that didn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is.
No, I hear you, but it's just another way we don't get to show off our culture.
Yeah,
man.
like Wayne would have put on a show, man. Wayne got the music, bro, and he got the features. You know what I'm saying? He could really put on a real crazy show.
I mean, can you imagine the guest artist lineup?
Yeah, it
would be ridiculous.
Like Kendrick got some records too,
and
man,
he's got a couple records with Wayne. So
he got
Wayne
like
probably gonna come out.
12. He got about 12 records I like. So that's more than enough.
But that's not Super Bowl quality.
Not all of them. Out of them 12, he probably got like 4 of them that's probably Super Bowl or whatever. But
yeah, well,
Wayne got records, man.
I also feel like Kendrick's got time.
Yeah, he got time. Like, why they couldn't wait till the Super Bowl? Like, I think they got like 3, 4 more years till they go over there to West LA. Coast? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he'll be Wayne age by that time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they could have did that, man, and gave Wayne that. He just was on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I didn't understand it. But anyway, I guess maybe one day you and I'll be making the decision.
Crazy.
But all right. Well, what I guess really one of the last questions I want to ask you is, where do you see the directions of music like going for bounce music? Like, where do you see the change? Like, because you were one of the starters, if not the starter. Like, where do you want to see it go?
Man, I want to see bounce like go crazy. Like, we working, man. I'm in some conversations with some people. Like I said, I'm working with everybody. Like, I'm working with from the females to the male rappers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, Latiza, we got a bunch of little records. Like, and he just got signed, and the label people like really, really liking him because he like at that age where these youngsters they rah, but he like cool, humble, laid back. You know what I'm saying? And and he's still a real little dude. So, I see it going forward, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I always said a long time ago, I'm like, if bounce could take over New Orleans, it could take over anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happening, bro. Like, it's gonna happen or whatever, but
it's got to get its wave. That's all.
It's just got to get its wave, man. And it's getting it. But it's 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll hit it at one point, man. It'll hit its stride for sure.
Them checks come. Long as them checks keep coming, I ain't tripping. You heard me? Believe that.
That's funny, man.
I ain't tripping that. Oh, let them yes lords come.
Oh man, that's funny. Well, also wanted to say, man, definitely wanted to give some prayers to Chopper.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, I think I called you about it. I called a couple people. I was like, man, that was a bad phone call.
Yeah, man. I just text his phone and just tell him I love him every day, bro. And I'd be like, I just talk to him, bro. Like, I can't wait till we get back in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, me, him, Donald Harrison, and Tanya Bald. We got like a little group called the Icons, and we be moving around doing shows like, and I do my thing live on the stage with the bounce. You know what I'm saying? Donald bring the jazz, Chopper bring with his energy. Tanya do us singing things, so it's crazy. Like, so we a group. So we just missed the show last week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Behind this or whatever. So yeah, man, prayers up for him right
definitely,
now.
Man,
sure.
Definitely. It was it's definitely a serious recovery he's gonna have, but we hope he can get back to making America dance again, because we need his energy, bro.
Yeah, the Saints, we need it.
The Saints, we need it, man.
We need it.
100%. And I almost feel like the Saints and the Pelicans, they got to do like a little something for him, like at halftime or something.
Yeah.
Like a little, moment of silence. Like everybody pray for him. Like, they need to do something because he created a lot of energy for all of them, you know. But what do you think? I mean, I know the answer to this question because I know you, but what brings elation to you in your life?
Man, just being able to to stay creative, you know what I'm saying, and just you know what I'm saying, just the belief in music, like where it's going or whatever, like is a growth, you know what I'm saying, and
Right.
yeah, and I'm with it.
Awesome. Well, what do you think about Elation? What do you think about being here? What do you think about this for New Orleans, for the city?
I think Elations bring something big to New Orleans. It bring a platform for the artists to come to one spot and just really just have everything going on. They don't really need to go nowhere else. You can come here, you can learn, you can grow, you can work, you can meet people. You know what I'm saying? There's always something going on. They got different rooms for the artist needs, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it's just crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really ain't really have nothing down here like this or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So to have something like this is just crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I appreciate that. I
for
appreciate
sure.
that, man. No, 100%. And I appreciate our friendship. I, it's funny. We met in LA. We had a good time in LA. Like, you know, I know how we met through Silk and all that stuff, and we immediately, you know, connected with as friends. But I'll tell you the moment that I knew 100% you were real and we were gonna be friends for a while is when I came down to your spot and we worked for a little bit, whatever, and then it was time for me to go home, and you were like, "Oh, all right, cool. Let me walk you to the car."
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
man. For sure, for
you know,
sure.
I was like, "Oh, all
Yeah,
right." Yeah, I didn't even know, but okay, all right,
yeah,
you know, great, you know, man. I knew at that point, like, man, you know, you really are a real one.
yeah,
You give a
man.
shit, man,
For sure.
and that means a lot in this
Yeah.
sound. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your family and your friendship and what you did for the city, man.
All love, all
So
love.
we'll give you the flowers, man. We'll give you the flowers all
Already.
day. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Why don't you tell them where they can find you and your socials and find your music and stuff like that?
BlaqNMild, like BlaqNMild. Spell Black and Mild like that at everything. You know, blackandmild.com. We got the musicalgeniusesrecords.com. We got the you could get the bounce, Nola Bounce music .com or whatever. You can everything, you know what I'm
Everything. Yep.
saying? It's Black and
Black and
Mild
Mild.
everything. As long
Black
as
and
you
Mild.
search Black and Mild, you're gonna find
You're gonna
everything.
find everything.
Yeah, cause some people be spelling my name wrong and all that there. You know what I'm saying? BLAQACK, like the regular black. I ain't the regular black. It's black
You get that
special
cue.
right here.
Get
Yes,
that cue.
Lord. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, there you go.
Believe that.
All right, bud. Well, appreciate you once again. And thank you guys for joining us. Please, if you enjoyed the show, like and subscribe to the channel. Elation ENT. Thank you.